last presenter of NADA 2026 here at the Dealer eProcess booth, Media Center, 3901W if you are in the locale. We'd love to see you here. Las Vegas has been a blast, and the expo hall has been jumping. But to round this out, I had to bring in my old buddy, who I like to call the Google Analytics enthusiast. Although he has many, many talents, but that's what I love him for. He literally wrote the book about Google Analytics. This is George Nenni. You're on Generation Digital. Thank you so much for being here. He is the founder and chief bottle washer over there. And I wasn't kidding. You literally wrote the book on Google Analytics. And I say, and I've said this many times before, and I will say it again here for all of you, this guy, outside of Google, is the automotive industry's undisputed leader and thought leader when it comes to Google Analytics. He's the guy. He's the one you want to listen to. So I think he's doing a fantastic job. We love having you on our webinars. We love, of course, having you anytime we can get you out here to talk to dealers about how they can really make Google Analytics 4 work for them, because it's a whole new world now.
Yeah.
Google Analytics 4.
No turning back. No,
I feel like there's a lot less questions now about Google, but maybe I'm...
Yeah, I think most dealers are, at this point, like our phone rang off the hook 22, 20, 23,
That was
24. And now I think either people are just living with whatever installation they have, or their website company's done a good job of helping them, get set up. And so now more the calls we're getting is about more sophisticated reporting, slicing and dicing a little bit different, how to interpret it. So all good. I mean, just dealers measuring their own success, using their own reporting is just an important fundamental, I think, for all dealers.
Yeah. We had yesterday, we had Brooke Furness on. Of course, we her praises. And
super sharp.
She is. And she was talking about how there's still some dealers out there who don't own their Google Analytics because a vendor took it over for them.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that? She opened our eyes a little bit about why it's so important for dealers to own their own Google Analytics. What do you feel about it?
Yes, I agree. Dealers should own their own property, their own Google Analytics property. And yes, you can have multiple Google Analytics properties on a website. You can have, 2 or 3 is not a problem. We sometimes find dealers that have 10 and 20. That's too many. But yes, the dealer should have their own that they've set up themselves. But if the dealer finds themselves in a situation where they say, well, I don't even have one, and the only one that has one is my website company, it's not a bad thing. I mean, I think website companies are taking good care of the Google Analytics instance. If the dealer ever decides to leave, which God forbid they do, no one's going to hold your GA4 ransom. We haven't discovered any instances of that.
Oh,
but just to sleep well at night, I still would make sure I got mine.
I think it was more about, if they have access to it over you, could they manipulate that?
Yes, potentially.
Okay.
They're set up. They could call conversions page views. They could call page views conversions. They could call any silly thing a conversion. And that's the real problem, is when, the agency comes in and high fives you and tells you that things are so great and your conversion rate's 30%, and you know that maybe that's not the case. Having your own reporting and knowing what you're calling a conversion, it helps you be able to measure properly.
Okay. I mean, you have to tell them what the name of the book is.
Yes, A Car Dealer Guide to Google Analytics 4.
Available on Amazon.
On Amazon. So if you go to Amazon, just search for my name, you'll find that.
Yeah, you have a couple other books.
A couple other books, yeah. So A Car Dealer's Guide to Google Business Profile, light blue book, all about local SEO, how to set yourself up. And then my favorite book is A Car Dealer's Guide to Digital Marketing, which I'm giving out a ton of those here at the show. And that is, if I could have named it, Digital Marketing for Car Dealers for Dummies, I would have, because I wrote it because I meet so many dealers that are so smart, and they're so much smarter than me. And they run multiple stores. They can fly through a spreadsheet. They fly through their P&L statements. They understand all that. No one just sat down to teach them digital. And when you do that, when you take a really smart dealer and teach them how simple digital marketing is, then it gives them a superpower, right? They then know the right questions to ask. They know when they're getting presented things that may not be real. And the reality is, it's not hard, right? It's just a bunch of acronyms. It's a bunch of definitions and terms that you've never heard. But once you arm a dealer like that, then, and I would argue this, for all the vendors that are out there listening, the best way to not get fired from a dealership is teach them all you can about digital marketing, show them how your stuff works, and show them your KPIs, show them your cost per click, your cost per shopper, your cost per lead. Because if you don't, they're going to go to NADA, they're going to sit through some presentation, and they're going to they're going to be like, that sounds exactly like what we need to do. And they're going to drop you, not because they knew your success metrics and now these new success metrics are better. They're going to drop you because they saw a slide deck that looked really cool and they've been with you for a year and a half. And every year and a half, they kind of switch, which is the wrong thing, right? So if you teach them your metrics, then you're going to load them with the questions asked. So when they go to NADA, they know, hey, I got to know what my cost per click is, what my cost per return shopper, my, just how to spread out the money across campaigns. And so educating them will keep your dealers on board long.
I love listening to you. You're filled with knowledge, but you say it in a way that anyone can understand exactly what's going on. The books are fantastic. They're all available on Amazon. Please look them up and check them out for yourself. So how many NADAs is this for you?
I think 31.
What?
I've got two some, yeah. So
impossible. You're only like...
It's all the gray hair. Yeah.
Wow, it's really...
Yes. Yeah. 95.
Yeah, that's a good NADA.
I love.
I mean, it's really...
This was one to not miss. I mean, just because all the vendors... Well, first of all, attendance just seems way high. I was in the education sessions on Tuesday and Wednesday, and they were very, very full. More full than in the past 2 years, I think. Last year New Orleans was tough, but the year before, I still think this is more attended. But all the different AI solutions, and so we have tons of our customers here. And for the customers that couldn't attend, they gave us a shopping list and said, go out there and investigate all the fix and the variable AI solutions for dealers using
AI is what everyone is talking about here.
So it's we did some speed.
We talked about AI
demos out there and taking it all in.
So what are the questions people should ask, dealers should be asking when looking for AI anything?
Yeah. Well, whether it's the first question or the last question, you got to find out how many customers they have. I was on a video chat call with a large dealer group a couple weeks ago, and it was an AI video chat. And honestly, it was a really good demo and it went well. And the dealers texted me like, we like it. What do you think? Whatever. And so I kind of closed with, hey, I think the dealer has a lot of interest. Can we get 2 or 3 customers that we can reach out to and, just see how it's going for them? And they kind of said, we're kind of hoping you'd be our first.
Oh,
and I'm texting the dealer going, oh my gosh, you better either own 20% of this company, or why would you take all your dealerships and have a new customer facing tool that's unproven, because you're their demo. Like, it's just
demo though. Good demo though.
It was a really good demo. So, I wouldn't want to be that pioneer with the arrow in their back. I'd want to get something with at least, most of the people we talk to have
I'm going to assume, I don't know what the product was, but I'm going to assume it wasn't cheap. It wasn't.
Oh, no. Yeah.
$100.
No. It's a pretty big investment. I think if someone has 200 customers, that's a large number. I mean, companies like Dealer eProcess may say that's a small number, but I mean, if you're an upstart, you can get 200 dealers. You're seeing a lot of different things. You're testing, and it probably.
Well, but yeah, I mean, hearing directly from other dealers what their experience is like, and did they find the ROI in that kind of an investment? Always important. That's why, you know better than anyone. We love having video testimonials from our clients. Okay, what else? What another question?
So, I love to attend the NADA education sessions. Those are always like a day or two before the expo.
And I am stuck here, so I didn't get to see any of them. Said, well, you're being my eyes into this.
You should tell your senior leadership that the badge upgrade to get education is a small badge upgrade. But you get to get in there, and there's only dealers in there. So it's a super captive, so you always see customers and prospects. So the Steve Greenfield is someone who I admire, who's super bright, and he had an AI panel on the first day. And he kind of gave the audience some tips in terms of, if you're going to go out and demo some of these systems, here's the things to ask. And of course, market share, how long you've been in business, and involve your teams. Make sure that if you're going to, come back to NADA with some possible solutions for service AI, make sure you're involving that team before you make a decision, because when you come and deliver a solution to all your service writers, they weren't involved in it, they're just automatically not going to have that buy-in. So that was good advice. And then his other closing comment was one that really stuck with me. And he said, there's all kinds of AI noise out there, all kinds of new vendors for the dealer. And the dealer's probably asking themselves, do we have a need, or do we have pain that could solve, whatever? He said, look, I'll tell you this. If you're answering every single service call, every single sales call with a live person, then maybe you don't need that segment of AI. But most dealers, that's not the case. They're missing calls of service that are either getting hung up or going into voice message. And there's a number of good AI solutions out there that can solve that problem. And it's super measurable, because you're going to have increased ROs and increase, $1 per hour. I mean, those are the things you want. And so when you sign up for those, you say, make sure I get enough incremental dollars that pays for my investment. But, so those are the questions we're asking.
Brilliant.
Also, the more demos you do, the better you'll get at doing a demo. So my first demo that I did early this morning, I didn't ask nearly as many questions as I asked my last demo because they had all kind of, showed me their things. So I'm like, well, do you have this? Do you have this? So just embrace that. Just, do a lot of demos, take a lot of notes. Don't feel a lot of pressure. You're not missing out in a huge way. But anyway, or ping me and I'll send you my summary notes.
Oh, wait, you took summary?
Yes.
Are we publishing this?
I'm probably not publishing, but I'm glad to share with customers and trusted friends.
That sounds great. As a matter of fact, could you please just take a few minutes and tell people what it is you do for dealers at Generations Digital so they understand that they might need your help?
Sure. So our mission is a little bit what we talked about earlier, is just to make dealers smarter and better buyers of digital marketing, to demystify digital marketing and just show them how simple it is, show them the questions to ask. We also, our core offering, we only offer really two things, reporting and consulting. And, consulting we're generally limited on because it requires my time and others' time. But reporting is the largest growing part of our business, where we deliver a Looker Studio deck to the dealer. It has 4 inputs: Google Analytics, Google Ads, the cash register, where you buy all your paid search, Google My Business, Google Business Profile, all your local SEO reporting through an API through Google, and then third party. So we have an API with AutoTrader, Cars.com, Edmunds, working on one with Car Gurus, where we get all your performance data there. We bring that all into a Looker dashboard. So you have one place that you control and that is all your own data. You're not relying on your agency to be able to measure what's working and what's.
Sounds fascinating. I know you do such a good job because I know we share a lot of clients together and they love you. Our clients love you. And
thank you. Yeah.
I love you.
I love it.
George Nenni. Okay. What other things should we let dealers know about? I mean, what other things did you see here at NADA that really fascinated you?
There's the AI solutions also go into a little bit of reputation management. There's a lot of reputation management kind of improvement solutions out there. Yeah, well,
how am I going to help you at reputation management?
I think with the outbound survey, maybe crafting that survey to be more contextual to the customer, to maybe get them, or even to be suggestive in terms of, because if a customer leaves you a review and for your service department, and it says, I drove all the way from Cincinnati, Ohio to Columbus to take my 2022 Toyota Tacoma in for brakes, and they replaced the calipers and the brakes and all those keywords in that review are highly indexable, right? So dealers, where they can, they want to try to influence their reviews to get keywords in the reviews, because if you go to Google Maps right now and you just pull out your phone in Google Maps and search for, a brake caliper repair or something, a really detailed fixed ops search, you're going to see reviews, and Google will bold those caliper, brakes, all those keywords. So that shows you that if you can generate reviews with keywords, then you can win with local SEO, with local search. And so AI definitely has a piece there. But there's also AI that I think sometimes offers silly solutions. Like one of the solutions I saw was using AI to respond to reviews. And if you're a small dealer, or if you're a regular dealer, you might only get 4 reviews a week. You don't need AI for that, right? You want to respond to your reviews with a person, especially negative reviews.
I feel like as a manager myself, I would want to see them myself, and I would want to have them personally put my little spin on it.
Right.
Would you? Yeah. Business owner, would you do?
Agreed. You're not. Use AI to attack the areas where you're spending lots of time. If responding to reviews is not taking up huge amounts of one person's job, then you'd say, I'm not really going to save any money, and I'm probably going to have a worse customer experience. Yeah, I won't have to respond to reviews. The volume's really low, so you do that manual. Use AI for tasks that are gigantic. Like we have 3,000 dead leads in our PRM, and we're not sure if there's an opportunity there. It's a great AI assignment, right?
It is a great.
No human's willing to do that.
It's a thankless job, and it's a really long time. And AI can do it lickety split.
Yeah, it's agreed.
Oh my gosh, that's why I have them here. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but George Nenni has appeared on several of our Dealer eProcess webinars consistently. One of, if not the highest attended webinars we have, George Nenni. He always brings the fire and shows you step by step how to do everything, especially in Google Analytics. And boy, oh boy, I know I appreciate it, but I know especially the dealers out there appreciate it. You have been so popular. So hopefully we'll get you back on
for your support. Thanks all.
Love it. Now listen, how can somebody get in touch with you, George Nenni?
George Nenni. Just search for George Nenni. You go to Google and search for George Nenni, and I own all of page one, or at least I tried to. But you'll get my YouTube channel with GA4 training. You'll get Generations Digital website, and maybe if anybody has any hate pages on me, maybe you might.
No,
I don't think there's any hate.
he's like the nicest guy ever. Very, very well liked. You'll like him too if you ever get a chance to meet him in person. All right, now I know you are. Did we end the stream? No, we're still going. Okay, good. I was worried. I know you are heading out of Las Vegas soon.
Yes, tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning.
Early to bed.
All right. So then he will be reachable after that, dealers. All right. Take this opportunity to get to know George Nenni. He's amazing. One of my faves. Thank you so much for being my very final presenter here at the NADA 2026 Las Vegas Dealer eProcess Media booth. Oh my God, that's a lot. We're winding down over here on the end of day 2 at NADA, but it has been a pleasure to be your host and moderator for these wonderful interviews. Thank you so much for sticking it out with us and checking out all of the amazing thought leaders we've had. And thank you, George, for being my final. I knew
Anchorman.
I needed to, I needed to anchor it with a strong one at the very, very end. And you brought it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you. Okay, safe travels back home, sir.
See you.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. And who knows, we might see you next time at NADA 2020.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can catch up with us on our webinars at dealereprocess.com/webinars. And of course, on our website at dealereprocess.com. If there's anything I can do for you personally, please reach out to me. Eliana Raggio. I'm pretty sure I'm the only Eliana Raggio in automotive. But Eliana at dealereprocess.com. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much. Take care. And for all of you here at NADA, travel safely, get going home. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.